Let's go, baby! Bomb arrows to the rescue. Ha! No way! Ah! No! Oh, that assist, baby! No! Don't touch him. No! You... What did I do? That was an accident. Freaking beetle. I got the triple collapse! Oh! Ah! Oh, Dinell, go to the fire thing. It teleports us.
I want my money back.
I trusted you! Trombone. This one is trombone. Yo, I got it! Yes! Let's go! Yeah! 24 hours done. 24 hours finished. Oh, time to beat. 23 hours, 28 minutes. Oh my god! We did it! We did it! Oh my god! I couldn't have done it without you guys.
What the fuck up? Holy shit!
Wait, it went through? I gave him 50 bucks. My mic was off. Yo! What's up, guys? Alright, see you, Doctor. Literally comes just to take first. What's up, Hunter? What's up, Mills? Yeah. We are streaming today. We're gonna play Overcooked 2. I know this is an earlier stream time than usual, but I will be streaming Overcooked 2 against LilLuxio, another streamer. He's pretty cool. We're gonna do it for subs also, and it will be awesome. That is all. We will start soon. I'm supposed to be working right now, but hoes. Let's go, baby. That's right. I mean, you know, you need to work. You need to work. But you know, I was about to cry. But you know, it's okay. Shall we start? I don't know when he's ready. Should we check on his stream? You guys think we should check? Yeah, let's check on his stream. Let's check on his stream. I made him drink water. He didn't drink it. I made him posture check. He didn't check his posture. I made sounds. It didn't go. I did all this before the stream started. I don't know why I wasted my time. And then he apparently did drink water. Wow, amazing stuff, right? Wow, where's my wow button? Wow. I'm actually really hyped. This should be pretty fun. And if it's not fun, I'm gonna cry. Why did he have a timer? Oh my god. Should I talk to him in the Discord? I'm gonna talk to him in the Discord. Where are you, bro?
Wait, bro, you're talking to me already?
What? Alright.
Are you waiting for me?
Nah, it's okay. Bye.
Wait, have you started your chain? Oh.
Yeah, I started stream. Don't say the N word again, please.
Oh, my bad, my bad.
It's okay.
Bro, I thought you were gonna be like ages, and I was gonna have to like stall for ages just to get.
Well, yeah, I do have
You know.
thousands of people here, but I think they're ready to see the content. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Well, I don't know if they are, but I feel
Like I'd prepared myself with like my G Fuel that I was gonna set and make on stream while I'll wait for you to do all your introductions because
okay.
you're all, like,
I have to
being
do.
streamer now, right?
I have to do some introductions. I'll be right back.
Oh, of course. Do you mind if I just stay unmuted and then your chat can like hear me like shake my G Fuel?
Sure, do it. If you're Daddy Ping, when do we get a mommy ping? We actually did have a mommy ping, to be honest. But she's not around anymore. I don't know why. We used to have her. No, we had. Don't test me. Don't say it, bro. Don't say it. Not on Twitch. N-word? Come on, bro. If you're Daddy Ping, when do we get a mommy ping? Or are we getting another Daddy Ping? Wow. I used to dress up. Did I go back to dressing up as characters? Do you remember that? I don't know if I should do that. Maybe. I'm thinking of doing GTA RP roleplay next month, so if I do that, I might dress up. That would be fun, I think. Alright, let me unmute myself. Yo. You can make your G Fuel on stream, it's okay.
Yeah, I am. I've even turned down the crotch cam.
The crotch cam?
Yeah, it's like looking down at my desk now and
Wait,
can
is it
watch
looking
me
at your
like
desk or your crotch?
but I kind of get both. It's like I'm doing, you know those YouTubers that do like Pokemon card pack opening?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of looking like that right now.
Oh, there's LilLuxio, guys. He's
yeah, I just tried to put the G Fuel lid onto the wrong thing.
Bro.
We're gonna ignore that.
G Fuel is not kosher. What are you doing?
What do you mean kosher? This is like everything your grown boy needs.
Oh, never mind. Came in just in time for the crotch cam. Well, how'd you? Yeah, bro.
Now I got a big water ring.
Nice. You need one of these. It's his face. It's his face.
I don't have your stream up, man.
Damn it. Well, you need
like I have this really cool camera option, so it's like, well, I shake this, it looks like I shake fucking everything else.
Oh, do it. Yeah, I have that option too. I've seen that tutorial on YouTube. Okay, you're not special.
Oh, what do you mean? I invented it.
Pretty cool though.
I've just attached my camera to my juice cup. My sippy cup.
What's up, churro? We're gonna start soon. It's gonna be fun for subs.
So I actually closed Overcooked in the background because it was making too much noise. So I have to open it up again.
My God.
Yeah. I'll open up again now.
Oh, Nick is here. He said it's the boys.
Oh, Nick plays.
Nick plays 94 now.
What? He's 94?
Yeah, I don't know why he's 94.
I don't think my sound setting is saved on Overcooked. It's still really loud. Oh, wait, there we go. It's just when I was loading up.
Okay. Swift is kosher. What's Swift? Oh, G is short for garbage. That's true. Garbage fuel.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay. Use code IamTripleG for 10% off. I am doing great. I am ready to defeat this man in Overcooked for like 10,000 subs.
So are we doing like a warm-up game, or are we going straight into
What
this?
warm-up, bro? We warmed up before stream and I demolished you.
YouTuber, okay?
I had myself muted and I didn't realize. What warm-up game, bro? I demolished you before we even started streaming.
When was this?
Oh my god. Alright, you want to do a warm-up game?
It's up to you, man. It means everyone can get into the feel of how this is going to work.
Fine, I will do a warm-up game.
Sorry if this is stalling.
Yeah, it's okay. Just a longer video for my editor to edit.
You'll have a good time.
Yeah, it's for 10K subs. That's more than the US
What?
Navy. What? Is it not?
Yeah, I've got that much money. I just didn't want to send you into being broke again.
Nah, it's okay. I'll take the risk this time. Bro,
this time.
Change your chef. Look at my chef. She's hot. She's
Oh, wait.
sexy.
Wait, I did change my chef. Why is it?
Yeah, but you got a stupid little
wait.
Oh.
There we go.
Oh my god. Of course you would pick that. Alright. Versus private. Swift is an energy powder. He's Oh, I thought you were joking. I've never heard of... I will buy Swift. Do you know what Swift is?
No. No, wait, is that the one with the bunny on it? No.
I have no idea. But it's an energy powder. And I know a guy who's sponsored by them. 10% off.
You get it free.
Yeah. I want to see what the game is. It's Overcooked. It's where you cook. I don't remember how it works, though.
Yoink.
But did you steal my food? Bro, that's the only direction.
Is there only one?
Wait, how do you...
Oh, wait, there's...
Ah, loser! Wait, there's more?
Wait, what do we do?
How do you cut? I forgot. Bro, how do you cut? Wait, do you need to cut? What is this?
Oh!
You you suck! My game froze because you... Oh, it changes.
Yo, I'm gonna need this pasta real quick. Yoink.
What? So stupid.
Oh, wait, my mushroom.
Oh, these are mushrooms?
Oh, wait, no.
The hell?
That's pasta that was boiling.
Bro, they all look the same. I'm so confused.
Wait, I need the...
How do you cut? Oh, this is cut.
Alright, so I need this.
Bro, I am actually, like, retarded. Oh, I can't say that word. Oh, my pants.
Bro, it's banned.
I'm banned.
Wait, where do I
What's
pick
a
this?
fake?
Oh,
I don't...
put it here.
It
says I have to put it in here. Oh, we don't
bro,
have to chop it.
what are these? Where's... What? Where's... There's only one food here. Oh,
You
I
get
just...
it on that, yeah.
I just got it. Shit! No, I was working on my stuff. Don't worry about it. I don't get this game, bro.
Bro, this is too much to think about.
I know, my
Yo,
brain...
give me this beef. Oh, wait, it's pork or something?
What the hell? Pick it up!
Oh, wait!
Ah!
No, wait, that's mine! That's mine!
Huh? Oh, I thought that was mine.
That was mine.
Bro, this game is
Oh, wait,
so
I need a fire
hard.
extinguisher.
What?
Ah!
Why am I Why is everything on fire? How do you take out the fire? Oh, there's...
Wait, no, wait, that's your problem now.
Ah! I don't know how to drop shit. No. Oh my god. How do you use it? How do you use it?
Wait, so I got the chopped tomato.
my
Oh, what? No, wait, you set my fucking kitchen on fire.
I didn't know I could do that. Well, I'm not gonna help you.
No! How do I use that again?
I'm not ableist. Don't cancel me. Need at least 4 players to not suck. True, but this is... It makes it fun like this, so it's okay.
Right,
What the hell,
wait,
bro?
so what?
I
Oh,
didn't
wait,
put
I'm about to
one
run out of
thing yet. I didn't put one thing.
that. Yeah, me neither. Oh, wait, my pan's on. Wait,
Oh! Thanks for the sub.
Can I put this all?
Bad timing! Bad timing! Ah! What the hell? Is this
Wait,
something?
we're about to run out on all of the things.
Bro,
I'm just gonna wait until the next one, to be honest with you.
Did that pause for you?
Huh?
The lights are still going off. Oh, thanks for the follow. Bro, I'm trying to, like, concentrate. I can't... Ah! Wait, this... Why is the
Bro,
game
wait,
still
both of us.
going? How far...
Oh, thanks.
It's my cut mushrooms, bro. I was gonna smoke
Where's my frying pan?
This game is so... I don't know. I have to play...
Wait.
All right.
What do I do with these tomatoes? Oh, wait, I can put them in... No, no, oh. Wait, what happened? Did you just rage quit?
No, I got kicked off.
Why'd you get kicked?
I don't
End
know.
the game.
I don't know why I got kicked.
Hello there.
Yeah, I rage quit. I'm sorry.
Yo, 1-0.
I just have to. I have to play the sub song on the guitar because someone subbed, you know. So I have to be like.
Oh, flex.
Yeah, I have to fly. Sorry.
Right, so that was warm up, yeah.
Yeah, it was warm up. That was warm up.
Yeah. Okay,
What's
then
up,
we're doing
Chai
best of 3,
Tea?
right?
Thanks for the follow. Yeah, best of 3. Unless I lose 2, then we'll do best of 5, I think.
Right. Okay. Understandable, but no.
I know. I have to play my sub
Best of
song.
3 for 5 subs.
Best of 3 for 50 subs. Yeah, that sounds good.
No, what? No.
What?
Don't have that much money.
Yeah, me neither. But I'm gonna win, so it's okay.
No, but you're not. So
Oh,
we're
then
just gonna
it's-
do 5.
Then it's not. Yeah, let's do 5. All right. Let me play the song. Thank
Wait,
you.
do I have to wait?
What? I mute
Do I
myself.
have to? We should go in game, so you have to do this like while on gaming.
No, I'm not doing this in game. That's.
Ah.
Unless. No, we're not. I'm gonna play the song.
I'm just gonna sit here with my rainbow cam on then.
Okay. Thank you for the sub. Thank you for the sub. Demented. What'd you
Right.
think of it,
Me?
Bucks?
Can we game now?
But what'd you think of the song? I've like.
Yeah. Moving on. Can we game?
I've practiced that song for hours a day, for every single subscriber, and you're just like, ignoring it?
Sorry, man. It's jealousy. It's because you're getting all these subs, man.
I get a sub.
Up. Apologize, man. I'm just eager to game, so you can like gift me subs.
Okay, let's play. This is for realsies, right?
Are we picking a map? Or are we just random again?
I always random, but I want to pick a map this time.
Oh
gonna-
shit! I just clicked random.
Oh,
Oh wait, I can cancel.
okay. This is going to
Wait,
be
no,
very...
that just leaves the game.
Oh my god, you're so stupid.
I haven't actually left yet.
Oh, bro, you're like confusing me. Oh my. This is very strategic because I lived in Japan. So.
Oh. Sheesh. Imagine we get the same map.
Oh, that's him. Oops. Wait, what map did we
Look
get?
at that.
Oh,
We got the same one.
nice. That's the one I picked.
Oh wait, I'm on the other side this time.
Wait. I don't know. I can't. Wait, do you cut this? How do you cut? This game is.
Oh
so
no! It just
hard.
copied it across the map.
You suck. I already got one in. Let's go.
No. What?
I'm a beast, bro. I've been playing this game since before you were born. I tricked you. Words, they're hard. Bro, what is this stupid fishtail? Why? Ah! Go. No. Stop it. Ah! I just put
Oh my god!
no.
I'm so focused right now.
I put my thing in the thing. Oh.
What else do I need? I need this shit.
Yo, no. Wait, does it just go
And I
around?
need-
Oh my god, bro, I'm such a dumbass.
Oh!
I hope it. Oh, that's mine. Don't worry, that's mine. What is this? Oh, this is a fire hydrant. Wait. Oh, fish.
Oh, I just been that. Well,
No. Put it. Chill. Oh, I'm so winning or losing this one. That's for sure. Do you have one cook doing everything and the other one sitting like a dumbass? I kind of have that happening to me. Huh?
no, give me that back now!
What? Did I steal something from you?
No, I went around the table like the long way.
Oh. Oh, I have an
bro, that's
idea.
my bird.
What?
Ooh, sheesh. I got it.
Oh, go get it, go get it.
Wait, I
Huh?
need the blades, man.
Oh. Game is so confusing.
Alright, I need that.
Go get it, go. Ah! Wait, where's the plates? Oh my god, they're all the way here. Game is trash.
Fuck. Wait, I can speedrun this.
Oh my god, I don't even need rice. What am I doing? Here, here, here.
Wait, where's
Take
all
it.
the plates? I need more plates.
Oh, there's only a limited amount. Oh,
wait,
plates!
okay,
I need a
okay,
plate
okay.
too. What am I doing? Pick it up! Ah!
Wait, actually.
No, no, no.
Like-
No! I was
Oh,
about
wait,
to put
we're
one
on
more
it.
order.
Oh,
No, you won!
finally.
I was about to put another order.
Yeesh. Oh my god, I'm so far ahead. Look at all that coinage. Oh, that's a nice comfort zone now. Now I can relax for the next game. Now I got a default dance on you, Fortnite.
Yeah. Alright, see you, Demented. Strategery. You like the battleship video? Thank you. The shark is my favorite chef to play as. Really? So are you saying
Yeah,
you
he's OP.
want LilLuxio to win? Bruh.
Bro, I think we should do the Ravenous Rapids. Is that how you pronounce it?
Fine. I can't believe I lost in my hometown.
Yeah, that's kind of sus, bro. I'm going to my hometown on the water, you know?
Yeah, I guess. Because you're a shark. Ah. Okay. I don't know why I keep moaning. I am so confused. Yo, this is not fair. You're smarter than me. This is
Wait,
not fair.
I can't put it on the thing.
Wait, me neither. Huh?
Wait, do you need a basket? Where'd you get baskets?
What's a basket?
Wait, I can't put it in the basket.
What's a basket?
Oh, wait, hang on.
Huh? Wait, no, you can't figure it out. That's not fair.
Yeah, I got it.
Wait, what? What'd you do? Huh?
Speedrun. Oh my god, this is moving.
Oh, you have
Can I
to
just do this
cut
again?
it.
Oh, bro.
I'm so confused. Oh my god, I'm so slow. French fries? That's not kosher. Oh, why is the ship moving? It's so weird.
Yeah, this is hurting my brain.
I didn't get anything ordered yet, have you? Potato, put on the...
Yeah, I got one.
Oh my god, I'm a dumbass.
What do I need next? Oh, fuck. It's on the other side of the screen.
Huh? Oh, I'm failing so many orders.
Wait, can I just...
Yo, best out of 5?
No.
Why not?
Because I'm winning?
Oh. It'll be too fast, though. Like, people want to watch more. They're having the time of their life.
More potatoes?
Oh, something's on
Oh,
fire.
Oh, wait, that's the wrong one!
Oh, I threw my potato!
Wait, you have to clean the plates as well?
Wait, how do you... No, I keep throwing my potato. How do you freak... Ah! I'm forgetting the... Oh. Oh.
Wait, does it clean itself?
I don't know.
Bro, I have to wait in plates.
How do you clean...
Oh, wait, there's one over here.
Oh, you do have to clean plates. Bro, my head can't handle this. I should have practiced more before stream.
Chips on the plate. Chips. Why can't I put chips on the plate?
They're not chips, they're fries, that's why.
Oh, American.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Oh my god, what is this? Oh, it's a dirty plate.
Bro, I don't even know what I need to cook next.
Ah!
Oh, bro, they're all about to run out. Wait,
Ah!
I can serve that. Ooh.
Ah! Clean!
Clutch.
Bro, I'm gonna lose again.
Alright, chicken nuggies.
Ah.
In the fryer.
Ah! Ah!
Yes! Wow! Oh, you're right, that was really quick. I had a whole 11 points. Wow. Ish,
Best game out of 5?
out of 5?
Yeah, double or not? No, I'm joking.
We could do. Well, I mean, if it's going to 5, it'd have to be double or nothing. We could do another run. Sheesh. Sheesh.
Oh, Nick got one.
Yo. Oh my god, thanks so much, Ping Pong Masters, for the subs.
It's rainbow.
Yeah, man.
Go full screen with it.
Oh, bro, I totally could, giant. Sheesh.
Okay.
I guess rainbow. Oh, wait, you've started another one?
No, I didn't press anything. It went automatically?
Bro, we're in another one.
For 50 subs.
Oh, no.
Huh?
Wait, how do you get the stuff in the middle?
You're a
Oh, wait.
noob. Damn it, you got it. What is this for? What is this for? What is this for?
What's this for? Oh, this singular game?
Yeah.
1,000
1,000 subs? A sub? Okay, that's fair.
I need that.
That's what you get! I'm getting that sub, baby! Wait, how do I drop
What the
it?
fuck?
Yes! Oh, your
Bro,
thing is
thief.
gonna burn. Your thing is gonna burn. Huh? Oh, I didn't finish cutting it.
Oh, easy clap.
Huh? Oh, there's pans. Bro, I didn't know there
Oh,
were
man.
pans. Did you know there were pans?
Yeah?
Oh, I knew that.
Wait, can I? Oh, do I have to chop this? Oh, wait, I can't leave my pot there. You'll steal it again.
I would never.
So I have boiled rice, I need a taco, and I need this.
Yo, I didn't put
Wait, what?
anything in yet. Did you put anything in?
Maybe?
Move. Move.
What the fuck?
Oh, I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. I know how to play now.
Rice. Oh, I need the taco on it.
It's pronounced taco.
Okay.
You said taco? Kind of cringe.
Okay.
why do you keep saying that? Bro, no. Stop! That's mine! My
I can't take it.
My thing burns because of you! Where's my... Oh! How do you... Oh my god, bro.
Alright, so I got rice, I got the
Wait, I'm
pork,
so
I'm gonna boil
confused.
some more rice.
I'm so confused.
And...
Stop it! It doesn't go in. That's what she said. Oh, because I have to... Oh my god, bro. This game is so confusing. This game is so confusing. Where's all those plates?
Yo.
Where are all the plates? Huh? Did you steal my plates?
No.
Move! I need plates! I'll keep you there for now.
Yeah, wait, I need
No,
to...
no, no! Oh, I thought you were gonna steal my plate. I worked so hard on
should've.
that, bro.
I should've.
This game is crazy, bro.
Oh,
What is
wait,
this?
give me one. No, I pressed the wrong button.
Oh, this is too much for me, bro. This is too much.
Oh, you got 360 no scopes. Oh, I'm not gonna be able to finish another one.
You keep winning.
Uh,
Come on. Why did I cut the same? Oh no, that was good. That was good. Bro, where do plates come from?
Oh, ooh.
I need the plate.
Get out of the way. Oh, wait.
Doesn't matter.
You're in the negatives?
Doesn't matter.
Did you order anything?
I don't want to play this anymore. I did. I delivered something.
I think it was wrong.
Wait, why did I just get founder badge? I've subbed to you before.
I don't know. What's that mean again?
It means one of the first 10 people to sub, I think.
Bro, this game is making my face too bright.
That's kind of racist.
Yo, shoes. Ping Pong Masters with this sub. Oh wait, it's because you weren't subbed. But now you are.
Oh my god.
Yo, that's hype, man. Thanks so much for the sub.
Yeah, nice rainbow.
Appreciate it.
I don't know if I want to keep playing this. This is so funny. This has been so funny. Do y'all play with other people? I think this is the first time we've both playing and streaming this game, right?
Yeah.
I've played the original Overcooked a little bit at a friend's house, but that's about it. For me, personally, I try to do like once a week collab streams with other streamers playing different types of games. I don't know about Lux.
Man, that lasted a whole 20 minutes.
Yeah, what do we do now? I spent so much money.
I was gonna say Fall Guys, but I don't have it installed.
Yeah, me neither. We could do something. We could do another game, actually. I need to get my money back. Come on. What game? Oh, how about rock, paper, scissors?
That's so basic.
Yeah, but...
There's no excitement or background to that game.
Yeah, there is. Are you just scared?
Yeah.
What do you mean? You're scared to lose?
There's no strategy.
Come on, bro. For one sub. Come on, you got 6 subs. You could spare a sub. Come on.
All right. How do we play this then?
Let me click out of this game because I'm sorry. I'm not going to play this game anymore. It's too much, man. I'm sorry.
Going pro and Overcooked next.
Huh?
Sorry?
I'm confusion. Rock, paper, scissors. You ready? I sent you the link.
You did? It's a virus.
It is, but you should click on it.
Wait, where did you... No, you haven't.
I sent you the link on your Twitch chat.
No, yeah, you can't send links in my Twitch chat.
Oh. It's okay. Did it work? Wait.
Send it to Discord.
Up. I already... It's the same link, but don't tell anyone.
Peltz is thanking you for the gifted sub.
You're welcome. Follow me at twitch.tv/LilLuxio.
Whoa.
What?
Wait, were you gonna say LilLuxio?
I did say LilLuxio. You don't want me to say that? Alright, I won't say
No,
that.
that's cool.
Oh, okay.
No, you can leave it that. That's cool.
I send you the link. Where are you?
Wait, on Discord?
Yeah, on Discord.
Play online with friends?
Ooh, are you ready? Rock, paper, scissors. No cheating.
No, I'm not.
No cheating.
I'm not ready. Let me pull up your stream, man. Hang
on.
on.
No, don't do that. Okay, I'm muting myself to talk over strategy with chat.
Bro, fuck your strategy.
Okay.
Oh wait, have you already picked?
No, I'm gonna talk about the strategy with chat.
Oh.
I'm muting myself. Wow. Yeah.
Best
all 10,000 of them.
Boom.
All right, guys.
No, wait.
Rock, paper, or scissors? I think he's a mid man. He's gonna go papers. Scissors. Scissors are gonna win.
I don't know where he's gone.
No. I thought you were gonna go paper. I thought you were a loser.
Bro, I thought you were gonna go rock. Then I still picked scissors.
The old play paper. Should go paper. Okay. Chad is telling me to go rock, so I'm gonna go rock. I already made my pick. Come on. How long we got? Oh, this is best out of 3. Best out of 3 for a sub.
Yeah. I have to full screen this and move my camera like into the middle.
Okay.
There we go. Then we can see my decision and stuff.
Oh my. Told to go paper by chat. You see, we did scissors and paper. That means you're obviously gonna go for rock next, because that's just the next order of things.
Yeah.
Damn it!
Oh, it's getting intense now.
Okay, it's best out of 5. It looks like, actually. I gotta take off my jacket for this. How you doing, LilLuxio? By the way, I always forget how to say it. Can I look at your stream? Hello? Can I look at your stream?
Wait, what were you gonna say?
Can I look at your stream?
No.
No. Okay.
No, you can't.
Oh, I
You
still
cheater.
got. I didn't. I swear I didn't look at
You're
your stream.
cheating.
I swear
cheating.
I did not. I did not
Bro, I
do
was
it.
talking to my man Rasquilla. Bro, we have to do it on countdown now, right?
Well,
Okay.
it's best out of 5. It's best out of 5, so it's okay.
All right, yeah.
Yeah, look at the stars. Yeah. Actually,
Yeah.
my head gets in the way.
Okay.
It's 1-1 right now, though.
Yeah. Can we do it like a countdown one?
Yeah. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
What?
Oh.
Sheesh.
4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Yeah, let's go, baby. Let's go.
Fuck, dude.
Oh. My mic arm just broke on stream. Oh, that sucks. I'm doing good. I'm versing another streamer in games right now. It's fun. Okay. If I win this, it's over. If you win this, let's be honest, you won't. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. I got my strats out.
Sure.
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah. You counting us in again or no?
Yes. 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh my god, bro.
Oh my god, it's getting intense now.
Someone hosted me and the lights changed colors, but I don't know who hosted me. It doesn't
Bro,
show
I'll put on the
notification.
dramatic music for this. It's a bit loud.
That's what I was doing. Whoever gets this
Winner
wins
takes
the
all
game.
in this next one. Winner takes all.
Why am I playing this, Nick? Because I just suck at Overcooked. I can't lose any more subs to that. All right,
We gotta
what's the
think.
strat, boys. Should I go
We
rock?
gotta see what he's picking and pick the opposite.
Nice strat.
There's only one option that's gonna beat him. You know
Alright.
exactly what it is.
Lux. I
Get
am
zoom in on the
going.
mouse right now.
Boo, go watch Lux on LilLuxio Twitch.
I can't hear you whatsoever right now.
You can't hear me.
And I've
Oh.
selected.
Huh?
Picked.
You're ready?
They're picked.
Let's go! Let's go! You suck!
Dramatic music was for nothing.
Not for me, it was for everything. Give me my sub, baby, give me my sub!
He was watching you?
I was not watching you. I'm not watching
Wait,
you.
Rasquilla wouldn't lie.
I'm not watching you. Why would I do that? You want to go again? We'll do a countdown
Rasquilla
every
would
time.
not lie to me.
Give.
Isn't
give.
that right, Rasquilla?
Oh, come on, bro. Give me the sub.
Bro, I was...
Give me the sub, bro. I want the sub. Oh.
Bro, Rasquilla, you better not be lying to me, man.
I'm not. Bro, why would I be looking at your stream? That's
Why-
so messed up.
Can't believe he's cheating for money, man. Half of it doesn't even go to him.
Yeah, it goes to Twitch. Give me the sub, bro. Give me the sub.
Oh, bro, I have to resubscribe.
Okay, resubscribe. And then give me the sub. god. Where's my money, bro? I have to buy some Kit Kat later tonight.
I just gave you my Prime.
There's no notification.
Oh wait, I have to type in chat. There you go.
Hello there.
No,
Wait.
you have to share it.
Oh fuck.
Oh my god. Is this your first time streaming?
Yeah,
Yeah, let's
probably.
go! Give me that money! Oh,
Now
let's
sing me my sub
go.
song.
Okay.
Why have you turned into Avatar?
Because when someone subs, I turn into I forgot to do it before. But
Oh my god, you're bald.
what's wrong with being bald? Are you baldest?
I'm just so surprised.
Yeah, you know, I don't like hair. It gets in the way. When I'm having sex with your mom. No, I'm joking. I'm sorry.
Sheesh.
I'm sorry. That was far. This is the song. Thank you for sucking at
What the
rock,
hell?
paper, scissors. Thank
Bro,
you for sucking and
I'm
also
refunding
for
it.
the sub.
Can I refund myself?
LilLuxio!
Bro,
Oh,
I'm
that was
refunding
high-pitched.
myself.
No, I, it was a joke. I didn't mean it.
I expected more from you. What do you mean? I'm being overcooked.
You want to do a rematch, or you scared? You scared a little baby, huh?
What do you mean? You already rage quit overcooked, okay?
You're a little baby. I gave you 6 subs. You gave me 1. You scared. How about 50 subs or nothing?
For what?
For rock, paper, scissors. Come on. You don't want to redeem
No.
yourself? No?
What? Redeem myself?
Yeah, you just lost. You suck.
I just won 4 times. Load up overcooked, man.
What? Overkick? What is that?
Over. You're trolling.
You said overkick. That's a game?
You lost rock paper scissors. That's a main game.
I'm so confused.
Bruh.
I'm confused and not sexual.
Bro, I'm embarrassed. I don't think I can ever show my face again.
Probably shouldn't. No, do it. I need your face for the video.
I'm gonna have to retire from my whole Twitch career. Bro, I earned 6 subs today.
You might earn -6 if you want to play again in rock, paper, scissors. Just one more game for 2 subs this time, yeah? Yeah?
2
No?
subs, right?
You could say no. I don't want to peer pressure you.
Nah, bro, I gotta whip your ass, man.
Okay. I pressed play
Can
again.
I just use the same link?
Yeah. 3, 2.
Whoa. I haven't even got it on screen yet, man.
Oh. Are you ready?
Almost.
Oh.
Right, ready for this easy clap?
Okay.
Bro, you better not cheat again, man.
I didn't cheat, bro. Okay. 3, 2, 1, go. You're
That's what we
cheating
love
now.
to
You're
see.
cheating.
That's what we love to see.
3,
Easy
2,
clap. Oh my
1,
God, I'm not-
go. You have to go paper all the time, baby. All right. I'm gonna go paper this time. All right.
I'm going with your mom.
What?
I'm saying 3, 2, 1, go.
Go. Damn it. I'm going with paper this time. You ready?
Ooh. Yeah.
3, 2, 1, go. Damn it!
Ooh.
Ah! I'm going with paper this time. You ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, go. Ah, bro. I'm going with paper this time. You ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, go.
Wait, I didn't put...
You cheated! You cheated!
I misclicked! I missed!
Okay.
Ugh.
If you get this, you win. If I get this, I win. Please
Sorry,
don't
what did you
get
say?
this. Oh no, that's wrong. If you get this, you win. If I get this, we end the game.
What?
No? Oh. You have 2 wins, I have 1, but let's just pretend I have 2. Do you want to do that? Or
What?
okay, 3,
No,
2,
no.
1, go! Damn it. Many ties.
Ooh.
Chat, help me out. Give me a letter. Give me a letter, chat.
Right. He's phoning a friend.
Phoning a friend. We have 10,000 viewers here. Like, I'm sure one of them's gonna give me a letter. All right, nice letter. What? Oh my god.
I pick on G Fuel instead of war.
I got the letter W. How does that help me? I meant L, R. Wait, no. W is a good letter. Got the W. All right, 3. You want to do the countdown this time?
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure.
Do it, do it.
3, 2, 1, go.
Oh my god, bro!
Oh my!
Stop it, bro!
So intense.
Come on, come on, come on, come on. Do it. Oh, I got some advice this time. Okay. Whenever you're ready, do the countdown. Lex, do the countdown. What? You didn't count down. Oh my god. Oh my god, bro. Oh. Oh. You're getting permabanned. Why can't I hear him anymore? Huh? He muted himself.
Oh, sorry.
He muted himself.
My victory.
Oh my.
I just had to go and celebrate.
God.
I got the epic victory royale.
I'm sad. I don't want to play any games anymore. I'm not rich enough. Oh my god. So cringe. So cringe, bro.
Wii music is good.
So cringe. Bro.
Yeah, let's get on.
Do I have to give him? Do I have to give him the money, guys? How about double or nothing? Double or nothing? Double.
Huh? Sorry?
Double or nothing? Or...
Are you sure you can make this kind of investment?
I don't... Listen. It's money I'm giving online, so I don't see it, so it doesn't feel like money. Double or not? Ooh.
Taking a double or nothing?
Good advice.
Word. You know what? For the content. Oh, good advice.
Yeah? For the content? Double. Ooh, look, you gotta
Oh,
you gotta. Oh, you have to take the double or nothing now.
Ooh.
4 subs or nothing?
Nothing
Yeah?
For Squilly. Yeah, my man.
Let's go!
It's double or nothing.
Okay. Are you
Squilly,
ready?
this is on you, bro. This is on you.
I hope you're ready.
Double or nothing, and I fall. Sheesh, the stakes are going up. He sells crack on the same Twitch.
What?
I don't know. That's just what Nick Play said. I think he's talking about you.
What did he say? He sells crack on this. I do, but I don't make much from it. Come on. Okay. Bro, I'm just gonna relax here, bro. This is easy. This is so easy. For 4 subs, bro, that's like half my savings. How can I lose? I got this. I got this. Should I count down?
Yeah, you should count
Okay. 3, 2, 1, go. Cheater. You took
bro,
too long.
I highlighted the whole page. I could just swipe across. Oh my god. Leos. Thanks for the follow.
All right. That's... what should I do? We both tied on scissors.
Sheesh.
If we both tied in scissors,
Bank.
that means he likes to scissor people. Which means...
You're right.
I'm right. Somehow he hears me and my strategy. But...
No, I had my strategy comms on. How can... He must be in my mind.
Shit. You're in my mind. Wait, I'm in your... 3, 2, 1, go! Damn it! Ah!
Wait,
3, 2, 1.
I didn't even pick.
You didn't pick?
No.
How'd
Wait,
you win?
Now. I didn't. Wait.
Bro.
No, I won that one. That's
you won 2 in a row.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
I was... Well, yeah, I did, but like the first one, we knew I already won it, right? Oh, wait, no.
He doesn't even know that he's winning. Oh my god, how am I
So
losing to this
scuffed.
guy?
Bro, what even happened there?
I'm gonna start crying. I don't know what to do. I go rock, paper.
Wait, I do actually think the first one was scuffed. I think we have to restart this one, to be fair on you.
Oh, you want to restart?
Yeah, because I mean, we can double check the logs, you know, we can double check the clip, someone clip it, you know. But like, I think it just gave me a free start when you went 3, 2, 1, go, and it then just like picked, and I never actually picked anything.
Oh, I'll take it then. This game is
Yeah,
racist.
I gotta give you a chance, man. You know what I mean?
All right. I refreshed.
Wait, I didn't even get an option to restart. You just restarted without my consent.
I'll do more than just that without your. No, I'm joking.
Yeah. What? Unsubscribe.
3, 2, 1, go. Damn it.
Ooh.
3, 2, 1, go.
Oh!
3, 2, 1, go. Nah!
Yes!
I was going in order. I thought we were doing a meme.
What? No. I'm here to win those 4 subs that you've put in the line now.
3, 2, 1, go.
Oh.
Wait, did you do that or was it scuffed again?
No, I picked that. You're acting like I've got my mod menu up for easy rock, paper, scissors wins.
Feels like you do.
Bro, you've got everything on the line right now.
Bro, how am I gonna pay my bills?
How are you gonna feed your children?
How am I gonna feed my children? How am I gonna feed your mom?
Bro, this is your anime main protagonist scene. This is where you like use the power of friendship and come back. You have to add someone to the call or something.
Ooh, I'm gonna make a phone call. It's 4 p.m.
Yeah, you have to start off by saying with the power of friendship.
Oh yeah, with the power of friendship, I will make this phone call.
No, you have to do it. You have to be like, main protagonist. Yeah, like you know, how powerful.
I will do this. Yo, you're on stream.
Am I?
Yeah, you're on stream. I'm playing rock paper. I'm playing rock paper scissors. I need you. Oh wait, I gotta mute. That
No,
would've been really
so I don't
bad.
even get to hear it.
No, you can't hear it. You can't hear it. I had to mute.
Oh, great. So we just have to sit in silence. We can.
I had to
we
mute
can
the
just
other
sit
guy.
all happy
Sorry.
until he's ready.
I had to mute the other guy because he would have heard the answer. Rock, paper, or scissors?
I choose.
Rock. Rockin' like this cock. Bro, if you get this wrong, I'm down 10 grand.
What?
Yeah.
10 grand of what?
I gotta go. I'll talk to you later. Oh.
Wait,
I made my pick.
you made your decision.
I've made my
Let me close your stream.
Yes! It worked! Ow.
Oh,
It worked!
Yeah, he's actually turned into the main anime.
Oh, let's
protagonist.
go, baby! Well, I have to make another phone call. I have so many friends.
Wait, no, you can't use it again.
This is not Jeopardy. There are no rules.
Fuck.
Who do I call, though? Who do I call?
It's okay. I've still got lead. I don't need to use any of my anime moves just yet. We're
See,
still on safety.
I called my unemployed friends. I don't have many of those.
My unemployed friend. Is that what his name is on your phone?
No, it's just he's like other people are at school or
Pick up
work
the phone.
right
He's like,
now.
"Yo, I know you're broke, but I need some money." I lost to the famous Twitch streamer LilLuxio, and I need a free sub.
Should I call my mom?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna call my mom.
Rasquil's in the chat. Don't make him jealous, man.
No. Oh yeah, that's right. I'm gonna call my. I don't know who to call.
Stepsis?
Yeah, but they don't come around anymore. So, I'm gonna call a guy who's at work. Hopefully he answers. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Do it. Bro, I'm on stream. Don't say anything TOS, okay?
I don't even know what TOS stands for.
Terms of service. Okay.
Okay.
I'm playing a
Wait,
game for
Sweet
10.
again, man.
I'm playing a game for 10,000 subs. I need a decision: rock,
Just
paper, or
some
scissors.
music in the background then.
10,000 subs?
It's like singing in an elevator.
Oh, shoot. This is crazy. Oh, my
Rock,
God.
paper, or scissors.
I mean, I always do rock. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay. I gotta go. Rocking the cock. Okay, bye. I am back.
Oh, welcome back.
Yes, and I have a decision.
Okay.
I have clicked on my decision.
Oh man, you didn't even count to end, man. Bro, I can't. I'm not gonna choke this. Don't worry.
Don't cheat. Don't
This
cheat.
guy's a noob. This guy's a noob.
Stop cheating. Stop cheating.
This guy's a noob.
Let's go! Let's go! Yes! How? How? Can I make one more phone call? Can I make one more phone call?
No.
No?
Bro, no, I'm about to lose. I can't let you have another phone call.
Wait, really? No more phone calls?
Bro, this is your friends being me. The power of friendship's too strong.
It is. It's very strong. I'm the anime protagonist. I need another phone call.
You've used it all. This is you only win in season 2. This is where I come back to be you, and you
Right,
realize
fine.
that you're not actually as good as you think you are.
This is for all the marbles.
Turn off the power so you can't.
What?
My brother's just saying he's going to turn off the power so I can't lose.
Oh no. But is this are you ready?
I've got a strategy thought up.
Okay, I'm doing 5, 4,
Yeah.
3, 2, okay?
Whoa. Can't just jump into it like that. This is big stakes.
You're right. Guys, I muted him. We're gonna go rock again. It's just rock,
gonna try dramatic
rocking
music
the
again.
cock. I'm putting no music for this moment. This is too intense. Just a heartbeat. Are you ready?
Came down to this in the end.
5,
1-on-1. Winner takes all.
4,
4 gifted.
3.
Go wipe away the sweat, man.
1. 0.
Oh,
Oh my god, bro! What the hell? I lost at everything today.
there just ain't no way. There ain't no way.
I lost at everything.
Dramatic music didn't even get to end.
Lost at everything.
I just seen you had picked.
I just.
You think picking rock 3 times in a row is gonna make you win?
So
Yeah,
I
man.
should have called someone. You didn't
Hell
let me
no.
use the power of friendship.
Bro, I can't let you. No.
Bro, I legit thought he knows I'm a very smart guy, so he knew that I was gonna choose rock again. But you know what? I gotta go with it anyway, and I went with it. I went with it.
Not gonna work.
I just realized how much money I spent.
Bro, I'm not taking any more double or nothings. Bro, I don't think you could upload this to YouTube.
Why not?
Oh, sheesh. Sheesh. Jad Ali's? I don't even think they've ever spoken chat. Oh, are these your viewers?
I don't know. Not Jadalise.
Yeah, ping pong masters. Sheesh. Why are you doing them one by one?
Because there's no gift for subs option.
Oh, the gift is something Yeswick? bro. He's gonna be so happy. Oh, and Wolfie. Sheesh. Oh my god, you've actually almost made us hit.
GG's.
GG's, man. You almost made me hit my goal.
I think I'm done for today. Thanks for the games.
Oh man. Now you know not to disrespect me with the rock, paper, scissors, man. Next time is when you hit your final form. I believe.
Thanks.
Thanks, I guess. Sound like Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh.
That's 10 subs, right?
9.
Well, I also subbed.
No. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh wait, yeah, 10. Sheesh.
How? And you gave me 1, right?
Yeah, man, you did beat me that one time. You didn't let me prep though, so it was kind of.
All right. Well, I'm gonna end stream. No, that was a lot of fun, to be honest. I just wanted to hype it up because it was funnier like that. Thanks for the games.
Yeah, GG, man.
Yeah.
Overcooked's fun. We should do the story.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Don't say so sad.
I didn't really. I think it's okay. It's an okay game, to be honest. But yeah.
You just play the flute.
Oh, it's a recorder, yeah. Was that good?
That Mary had a little lamb.
Yeah. You know your music.
Yeah, I know all the big ones.
You want to play chess for 5 subs?
Sorry, busy. Bye.
Okay. See ya. Alright, I'm probably
Bro,
gonna
I'm
end
not
stream
good
now,
at
though, to be honest.
Playing chess against you is like you downloading Valorant like that.
Oh, so you're saying I'm a very smart individual?
Yeah, we played chess that one time.
I know.
I lost.
I know. GG's though, TBH.
Yeah, GG's, man. Thanks for inviting me.
Thank
This was
you.
good fun.
It was a lot of fun, yeah. Sorry if, well, no sorries. You won. No sorries. I was gonna say sorry if you didn't want to play rock paper scissors, but it worked out in the end, right?
Yeah, that was pretty good. I hope you can make your money back.
Yeah.
Alright, if you need a Tesco's meal deal or something, I'll hook you up.
Oh, thank you.
Hmm.
All right, I'll talk to you later.
Catch you later, man.
Yep. Bye-bye.
Bye.
I hope you guys enjoyed. I am gonna end stream because I usually don't stream at this time. And we're going to gonna end stream because I never really stream at this time, but thanks for the follow, Chai. Thanks for the sub fake and the resub from Luxio. And of course, to all those that just came. And I hope you had a good time. We're going to stream tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern, Super Mario 64. I've been doing a challenge to try to get sub 20 in less than 20 minutes to beat the game. So that should be a lot of fun. And yeah. See you guys then. I guess we'll raid him if he's still streaming, actually. I didn't even think of that. It looks like he's not. He finished streaming. So we're gonna end here as well. Oh, I should have shouted him out. That's I forgot to do that. I'll shout him out right now. He's awesome. He plays a lot of Valorant. That's pretty cool. So you could check him out if you'd like. This is a clip of his playing some Valorant. And yeah. They're enjoying some Overcooked too. I hope you enjoy.
Bye bye.